Welcome to the Sex, Money, and Real Estate Podcast, the show for real estate couples about how to close more deals in the bedroom. My name is Bill Jameson.
And I'm Nancy Jameson.
And each week we deep dive into juicy, intentional, sexy conversations, sharing with you what it takes to create balance in your intimate relationships and your real estate business. Thank you so much for being here. Shall we begin? Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
What's happening, hot stuff?
You are.
Why?
What
Why
do
would
you
you
do?
say that?
Why'd you ask the question?
Because I want to know.
Okay. All right. Cool. No, things are wonderful and awesome. And I'm super excited about who we have in the studio today because this is our first guest interview.
I know. I'm so nervous. We're like in
No,
the
you're not.
presence of greatness here.
Yes, we're in the presence of greatness. I mean, she definitely is one of our best friends of all time.
Mhm.
And then she happens to be absolutely ridiculously empowering.
Yes. Awesome. So we're hanging out here with Erica James Strayhorn. She is a licensed marriage and family therapist.
Yep. And so this is a 3-part series that we're doing with Erica to assist and support you in navigating our new environment. You know?
Yes.
Awesome.
So tell me more about that, baby.
Yeah. So Erica James Strayhorn of Erica James Counseling, LLC, has been an Atlanta resident for 14 years. Erica James Counseling is geared towards adults, individuals, and couples who are motivated to heal, shift, and find balance in their lives. Erica focuses on empowering through recognizing and letting go of narratives that keep clients stuck.
Awesome.
Yep.
We also know that she specializes in many things, including anxiety, depression, stress, work-life balance, overall confidence, anger, working with organization, sexual empowerment, and assisting clients in creating individualized self-care plans.
Yep. She believes that the most important relationship is the one you have with, guess what? Yourself. And that relationship is developed and nurtured through self-care. Wow. Now you get why we wanted Erica on the show. We're in total alignment. Erica!
Yes.
There she is.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to the
Thank
show.
you. Thank you. I'm so honored to be here and really honored to be your first guest. I'm just thrilled to share this time with you guys.
Thank you.
So thank you. So yeah, we definitely are excited to share this with the audience for sure. And in fact, our episode, this is one of 3 episodes where we're working on true work-life balance and really, you know, what does it mean to work together within the confined quarantine space of your home? So,
Absolutely.
I mean, I just want to get right in it. Is that okay?
Yeah. Erica, are you ready to share with the people?
I'm ready to share with the people.
Awesome. So I think the first thing that comes up for us is what topics are coming up for you in your actual sessions?
Yeah. So, you know, as you mentioned, this quarantine time is a really unique experience for a lot of people. And I think the biggest challenge right now for a lot of folks is really trying to figure out what day-to-day life looks like, especially those who are partnered, who are married, and now both people are working from home. A lot of times people were already working from home by themselves, and now their partner's working from home, their kids are doing school at home, and it can be a lot to... may have already been a challenge for them to establish their boundaries before. And now that everything is at home, it's even more of a challenge for them to establish new boundaries and really creating the space for them to be creative and figure out what those new boundaries may look like. And so it might be really creating a schedule for the day, a different schedule than it was before, a schedule for themselves, for their work, for their play, for the kids' school, for the kids' play, all happening in one place. So now your house is your work, it's the gym, it's the school, it's the restaurant, you know, all the things that you did,
Right.
It's the movie theater, everything that you did outside of your house is now happening at home.
The place where you're having sex.
Exactly. The place where you're having sex, the place where you made the babies, hopefully having sex. Please make sure you're still having sex is really important, especially now. And again, it's really helping clients really get clear about what these new boundaries may look like. If it means now we have to set up a new space in our home for work, you know, if you are fortunate enough to have enough space to separate your actual workspace from the living room or from your bedroom. And if not, figuring out ways to be able to delineate the work time. Okay, now that work is over, now it's family time. And just doing some extra steps to really make sure that you can feel the difference between work time and family time. A lot of people already struggled with taking their work home, and now you're literally taking your work home.
Right.
And, you know, in my actual sessions, I've had some clients who are saying like they'll literally be sitting down on their laptop 10 hours straight because they're like, I'm at home, I have nothing else to do, I might as well do my work. And I'm like, I'm cautioning people against that. You still need to figure out some sort of balance for yourself, even if it's just getting up every 10 minutes and going for a walk or up and down your stairs or opening the window, getting some fresh air. So again, I think it is a redefining what these new boundaries can look like at home now that everything is at home.
Wow. That is, when you put it all like that, that is a lot.
Yes.
That is a lot of reorganization, recontextualizing new paradigms.
Absolutely.
All of it, you know, because, you know, like a lot of this show is focused on, you know, couples who work together in the same industry.
Yes.
So Nancy and I have, you know, have the benefit of at least we're working on the same stuff together, right? But, you know, when you put it that way, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many people who are working from home at the same time who don't have any skills around doing that, and they're not in the same business either.
Exactly.
So
and that can
challenging.
totally have an impact and can take a toll on the relationship. You know, it can already be challenging to focus and nurture the relationship between two partners. And now you have work at home on top of that. It's kind of blowing things up, and your priorities can really shift around. And maybe you might shift more towards figuring out the schedule, figuring out the kids, and then the relationship between the husband and the wife or the partners that gets put to the bottom.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, you hit on something in regard to the schedule that I think a lot of people struggle with anyway, is adhering to a schedule when there's actually even like a place to go to work. So can you talk a little bit about maybe a tool that the people can use, or we can use, or Bill and I can use
Help us,
to
please.
assist with the schedule? Like, is it a calendar? Is it an app? I mean, I don't know.
So I think the biggest tool is not actually a tool in and of itself. It's not something for you to download. It's really having flexibility and being patient with yourself, because this kind of happened in some ways pretty much overnight. You know, as we're thinking about the quarantine, the shelter in place, it wasn't like, okay, guys, 2 weeks from now, we're going to go shelter in place and this is what this looks like. It kind of happened overnight. And so there definitely is an adjustment period and a transition period that's still happening. And, you know, what may have worked one week may not work the next week. So if you find a really cool app, if you find a really cool calendar with a lot of colors and it's playful and you can adjust it, that might work the first week. Because the first week of all this, everybody was kind of like, oh, this is cool. This is kind of a novel thing. We're at home. This is great. Yeah. And like 3-4 weeks in, we're like, okay, this is not okay. We're not okay. Somebody please help us. And so allowing yourself the flexibility to know that, okay, this worked this week, but this might not work for us at all next week, and being completely okay with that, having that flexibility, not being so rigid and tied down to one thing. And I think that's a message you can take with you after the quarantine is over, allowing yourself to be flexible and just compassionate and patient with yourself. And if it looks like on Monday, you hit everything on the schedule and it was great, on Tuesday, everything fell apart and you only got like 3 things on the schedule done, that's okay. It's completely okay.
I almost feel like this is like a new mom tutorial too at the same time. Yeah, that's great. That's great. Any other mindset practices that or exercises come up for you as you think about this?
I think it's important, again, as you stated during my introduction, that self-care is really important because it helps to nurture the relationship with yourself. So as you are willing and dealing and trying to make sure that everybody has what they need as far as your partner and your kids, you really want to try to prioritize your needs and make sure you have everything that you need. So whether that's getting fresh air, drinking water, getting enough sleep, taking breaks from your laptop, whatever you need to do for yourself to keep your cup full, make sure you're still putting that number one. And if it means your meditations used to be 20 minutes and now they're only 5, it's great. Like, have gratitude that you could even squeeze in the 5 minutes of meditation.
Yeah, that's great. That's really great. Whew. Okay.
What else you got, baby?
That about sums it up. I mean, that was hot and furious. I loved it.
It is hot and furious and amazing.
Awesome. Do you have anything?
I left them speechless, guys.
I know.
I don't. All right, so we can wrap up. We will wrap up this episode now.
Yeah, for
and make sure that you stay tuned for the next episode, which will be downloadable tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow for part 2.
For part 2.
And then if you have any questions for Erica, definitely connect with her on Instagram Her handle is at EJ Counseling ATL. Again, EJ Counseling ATL. And then, of course, you can hit us up at Sex Money Real Estate.
Cool. All for now. Love you all.
Love you.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Erica.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Wow, what a show. Thank you so much for listening. And if you're inspired, we ask that you share the podcast with one person and subscribe and follow the show. I'm Bill Jameson.
And I'm Nancy Jameson.
And remember, it's
a great life. Quick note about the Sex, Money, and Real Estate podcast. We are not doctors or licensed therapists. We are a joyous, abundant, and mature couple passionately sharing our story of growth around sex, money, and real estate. Our thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are our own, so please consult your doctor, healthcare provider, or your broker regarding any questions or issues you have related to your physical or mental health or specific state laws regarding your real estate business.